AutoCAD Error Code 58000. Don't panic. This usually points to a ShapeManager or geometry problem, not necessarily a full software crash. In today's video, I'll show you what this error means, why it happens, and the exact fixes you can try to get your 3D operations working again. If this video helps, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more AutoCAD tutorials, troubleshooting guides, and productivity tips. First, let's understand the cause. AutoCAD Error Code 58000 is commonly triggered by Autodesk ShapeManager, which is the engine AutoCAD uses for 3D math and Boolean operations. You'll often see this when using commands like union, subtract, or intersect, especially if the objects you're working with create a geometric situation the software can't interpret properly. In simple terms, the engine is trying to figure out what is inside, what is outside, and where two solids overlap. And sometimes the shape is too complex, too messy, or mathematically impossible for it to calculate. One of the most common reasons is non-manifold topology. That means two solids may touch at a single edge or a single vertex, but they do not share a proper face. To a human, the model may look fine, but to the Boolean engine, it becomes unclear where the boundary should be. When the software can't confidently define the inside and outside of the shape, it throws an error. Another common cause is an API failure, which usually shows up internally as API_FAILED. This means the engine has reached a point where its logic can no longer calculate a valid result. That often happens because of dirty geometry, like micro gaps, overlapping edges, tiny slivers, or surfaces that are just barely misaligned. Even very small imperfections can break a Boolean operation in AutoCAD. Mirroring can also create problems. If you use the mirror command on 3D solids, sometimes the surface normals get flipped. When that happens, AutoCAD may have trouble joining the mirrored copy back with the original object. So if your error started after mirroring a solid, that is a very strong clue that the geometry needs to be cleaned up before you try the operation again. Now let's go through the fixes step by step. The first thing to try is explode and re-solidify. If your geometry is inside a block, group, or more complex container, AutoCAD may struggle to process it correctly. Type explode to break the object back down into its base 3D solid components, then try the Boolean command again. In many cases, this alone is enough to clear the error. Next, try the micro move trick. Move one of the solids by a tiny amount, like 0.0001 units. This sounds almost too small to matter, but it can force AutoCAD to recalculate the intersection lines. That tiny adjustment may help avoid coincident face errors, where two surfaces are sitting exactly on top of each other and confusing the engine. After that, check whether the solid is actually valid. Type SOLIDCHECK and make sure the setting is turned on, usually set to 1. Then use SOLIDEDIT, choose body, and then check. If AutoCAD tells you the object is not a valid ShapeManager solid, then the geometry may be corrupted. In that case, you may need to repair the model, simplify it, or redraw the part entirely. Another helpful fix is to clean the body. Use SOLIDEDIT, then body, then clean. This removes redundant edges and unnecessary vertices that can create noise for the Boolean engine. Think of it like decluttering the model so AutoCAD has a much easier time understanding the shape. If the object is still failing, try scaling the model up by 10 times. Sometimes AutoCAD's internal tolerance is too tight for very small or very complex geometry. By scaling the model up, you give the engine more room to work with. Perform the Boolean operation while the model is enlarged and then scale it back down once the operation is complete. If none of those fixes work, the issue may be deeper in the geometry itself. In that case, try rebuilding the problem area with simpler solids rather than forcing the damaged model to work. Often the fastest solution is to recreate the failing section with cleaner shapes and avoid tiny overlaps, thin faces, or impossible intersections. Now, if you're seeing error 58,000 in a cloud-based or web-based Autodesk tool, the meaning can be a little different. In that case, it may point to a worker error or a communication issue with the server rather than just a local geometry problem. If that happens, sign out of your Autodesk account and sign back in to refresh your Autodesk Identity Manager token. You should also check your internet connection because cloud-based modeling tools need a stable connection to keep handshaking with the server. If the connection drops or becomes unstable, it can trigger failure codes that look similar to geometry issues. So to recap, if AutoCAD Error Code 58000 appears, start by checking whether the problem is caused by invalidated solids, dirty geometry, or a mirror operation gone wrong. Then try exploding the object, micro-moving it, checking the solid, cleaning the body, and scaling up if needed. And if you're working in a web or cloud environment, refresh your login and verify your connection. If this tutorial helped you fix the issue, please hit the like button, subscribe for more AutoCAD troubleshooting videos, and leave a comment if you want help with a specific command or error code. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. AutoCAD Error Code 5